What is happening, Who Dat Nation? Welcome into a very special edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I'm your host, Trizzy Trace Girouard. But today, I'm going to be joined by one of the best in the biz, the craziest Saints fan I know, a dear personal friend of mine, and a guy that embodies the TSTMAG mindset, Jono Barnes. He joins us live on Saints Now by Chat Sports. Everyone get in the comment section. Welcome my guy, Jono, because we're going to be topping it up here all afternoon long.
You say you're about to be joined by one of the best in the business. Who is that?
Oh, I'm talking about the Stone Cold pillow behind you, obviously.
Oh, all right. Because I know we ain't talking about me.
Jono, I really do appreciate you for joining us, man. A lot of fun stuff to talk about. We're going to go QB battle. We're going to talk about a preview for this Saints versus Broncos preseason game, and then, just going to answer some questions from the live chat. So get in the comment section, everyone. Type who dat and help me welcome Jono in the chat. I also see Clarissa down there. Shout out to Mom for hanging out with us. Jono, tell us what's going on in your life. Catch us up. Let everyone know what's happening.
Shout out to Clarissa, man, the real MVP. Even though she annoys the heck out of me sometimes, man. If you watch my videos, you'll see how sometimes she just isn't as TSMTAG as a lot of people should be if they are married to Jono Barnes. But we just had a baby, and it's been a beautiful blessing the past 2 months. However, I really thought long and hard about it, and it took me a lot of deliberation, but I decided that in about 2 weeks, I will be, unfortunately, giving up my child to focus on more important things like football season. So I hope everybody can respect my decision.
Of course.
And just know that it's more than a game.
Absolutely. I mean, what more explanation do you need? It's more than a game. You know what I'm saying? It's more than a game. Jono, I want to ask you a little bit because we're going to talk quarterbacks. Who do you think should be QB1 for week one? Right now, if, had to make a decision, you're Kellen Moore. Who are you throwing out to start week one?
I might rattle some fans with this, no pun intended, but I'm going with Tyler Shough. Oh! I've said this many times, and I'm going to say it again with my chest held high. Look, you follow the money. In life, you follow the money. We are paying him $10 million guaranteed. We used the top 40 pick on him. I think any fan is delusional if they don't think that even if, and I do think Rattler will be the starter, but even if Rattler starts off the season as a starter, you are delusional if you don't think at some point the team is going to say, we got to see what we have in Tyler Shough. So for me, if the team is just starting Spencer Rattler as, he's better than Tyler Shough right now, so we'll give him the gig. That doesn't do anything for me because he's clearly not their long-term want. They want Tyler Shough to be the guy. They wouldn't draft him with the top 40 pick if they didn't want him. So I want to see Tyler Shough as much as possible. Give me all 17 games of data so we can know, knowing that we're probably going to have, unfortunately, a top 5 pick next year. Do we roll with Tyler Shough going forward, or do we draft one of the highly touted QB prospects in 2026? I know that's not a popular opinion. I respect everybody's opinion who says that Spencer Rattler is clearly the better quarterback. He is, but to me, it's not like he's that much better than Tyler Shough right now. So because it's still kind of close, start Tyler Shough. We dropped him with a top 40 pick, y'all. I'm sorry, Kellen Moore. What are we doing? That's your guy. You didn't draft Spencer Rattler. Dennis Allen and Clint Kubiak did. Start Tyler Shough. And look, y'all, I am not like this Tyler Shough advocate. If you would have seen my draft day reaction when we took him, I promise you guys, I do not think that either one of these guys is our starting quarterback. But for the resources that we have already put in Tyler Shough, you start him. You give him 17 games to see if he's going to be the real deal or not. If he doesn't, you get Arch Manning, Garrett Nussmeier, Cade, one of those quarterbacks next year. That's just how I feel when it's more than a game.
I don't disagree with you at all, to be totally honest. Where I will kind of push back is maybe you throw Spencer Rattler in first few weeks, but you're exactly right. If you don't think that at some point in time Tyler Shough is going to be the starting quarterback at any point in this season, you're delusional. It is going to happen. You have to see what he can be as a starter because you got to know if you need to draft a quarterback potentially with the top 5 pick next year.
Trace, people also say, you just said, maybe we want to start Rattler first when the schedule is tough. I mean, breaking news, y'all, we're not a good team. I hope they show me wrong, but we're not a good team. So the second 5 games is going to be just as tough as the first 5 games. I want to see as much data on this top 40 prospect that Kellen Moore handpicked as possible. I love Spencer Rattler. There's nothing against him, y'all. I promise you guys. I know Spencer Rattler has a very strong cult-like fan base within the Who Dat Nation, but you just got to follow the money. You got to follow the resources. You got to follow conventional wisdom. Tyler Shough at some point is going to be our starting quarterback. for me, I'm like, start him now. We'll see if he's the real deal or not. Sink or swim, baby. Sink or swim.
Hey, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. We are going to be taking questions at the end of this live show. For those of you in the audience, if you want to get on the program, use #Saints, or you can send in a super chat. If you do send in a super chat, you skip the line. We'll hang out and spend a little extra time on your question. But if you guys want to ask some questions, got a hot take, you want us to talk about a specific topic, use #Saints. Let us know. That way we can break it all down. And I mean, Jono, we got almost 100 people watching, 88 right now, 25 likes. What do you say we get to 30 likes and we can get this party started?
30 likes. It's easy. Come on now.
Easy.
Oh, yeah. Like this video if you are this stuff more than a game guaranteed certified.
There we go. There we go. I'm absolutely. Okay, so by the way, Jono, we're within the first 2 minutes. You're good now. You're good. You're good now. So we're good. This shit more than a game, I'll tell you right now. I'll be the first one to say it.
I'm just keeping it funny for the family people who start off the video. Why? Because this shit more than a game.
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. All righty. Guys, keep getting in the likes. We got 32. Lopez, I'm itching to talk some football. Jono, are you ready to talk some football, man?
I was born ready to talk football. I came out the womb just like my kid did, which is why it sucked that I got to give him up. But he came out the womb ready to talk football just like his dad. Let's talk some Saints football,
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. We're going to start off the show by going into a honest conversation about the quarterbacks. Then we're going to be breaking down a preseason preview for Saturday's game and then the mailbag as always. So Saints fans, I'm excited to talk about the quarterback battle. I'm excited to bring on Jono. We're going to get started here in just a second. Lopez, whenever you're ready, my friend, let's break it on down. Yep. Yeah, we'll come out like this. Let's do it. What's happening, Saints fans? Welcome into a very special edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports. It's time to have an honest conversation about the quarterback room in New Orleans. And what better person to bring on than my guy, Jono Barnes, to have an honest discussion about the quarterbacks, because it's going to be a really, really tough thing, really tough situation moving forward for the New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shough, Spencer Rattler. Before we get into it, Jono, I want you to tell us who should be QB1. Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shough. You go first, and then I'll give my thoughts as well.
I think it should be Tyler Shough. I think that we used the top 40 pick on him. I think we're paying him $10 million guaranteed. I don't think that, even though Spencer Rattler is probably the better quarterback right now, it's not by leaps and bounds. So you follow the money. You follow who the head coach actually drafted, which was Tyler Shough. Spencer Rattler is technically a Dennis Allen, Clint Kubiak pick. At some point, Tyler Shough is going to be given the keys to the team to see if he is the future or not. So for me, I personally believe you get as much data on him as possible so that if you are one of the worst teams in the league, like we might unfortunately be in 2026, you have enough data on Tyler Shough to know that if we should take a quarterback in the 2026 draft, or do we have the luxury to take a skill position or whatnot, because we have faith that Tyler Shough is that guy. So I would start Tyler Shough. I apologize to the Rattler fans, but the NFL is a cold business, and the F in the NFL does not stand for fair. It should be Tyler Shough.
Yeah, I mean, NFL is not for long, right? I mean, it's Spencer Rattler, like, in preseason week 3, if he doesn't absolutely run away with it, I think that there's a case to be made to let Tyler Shough start. By that same token, you also could see the beginning of the schedule and be like, man, it's a tough little run there. But, Jono, I remember you saying, like, I think this was perfect. It's not like we're a good team anyway. Like, it's going to be tough regardless. Like, I mean, you got
those second slate of 5 games is going to be just as tough for the 2025 Saints as the first 5 games, folks. We don't have Drew Brees walking through that door. So there is no opponent that you can like on the schedule and say, it's going to ease up a little bit for us at this point. No, we're not probably going to be a good team. So at any point, you can throw Rattler in, and he's going to be facing some fire. So why not start him in week 1 and see if he's that guy or not? I just don't think, guys, that Kellen Moore really believes that Spencer Rattler is ever going to be our long-term quarterback. So for me, and I like Spencer Rattler, I do think he has great potential, but I feel like the first 4 or 5 games, if we do start Rattler, will be a waste of time if Kellen Moore is just patiently waiting to put Tyler Shough in. Put him in now. That's your guy. You drafted him. Stand 10 toes down on that decision. Put him in. Start him. Start him. And some people say, it was actually Mickey Loomis' pick. Well, Kellen Moore, if you let Mickey Loomis make a choice like that, then you're already showing you're a pushover. Start your guy. Start your guy. And I have every reason to believe that that's supposed to be Tyler Shough. So start Tyler Shough.
Well, and it's interesting that Kellen Moore still has not committed here on Wednesday, August 20th, after practice, still not making a decision as to who will be QB1. I mean, Jono, the numbers are scarily similar. You really can't have a more similar preseason for two young passers. It is kind of a hard decision to make. I really would hate to be in Kellen Moore's position because I do agree with you. Like, that's your guy. Go stand by your guy. And in my opinion, it kind of feels like Kellen Moore is giving Tyler Shough opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to win this job and take it from Spencer Rattler. Whereas you might be able to argue Spencer Rattler could be kind of viewed as the QB1, but Kellen Moore wants Shough to go and take that job. Like, I don't know what I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
But then you look at the numbers you just showed, Trace, and again, I mean, I know that everybody's saying, and even me, that Rattler is probably a better quarterback, but is it by that much, y'all? Like, Rattler had every opportunity, in my opinion, to show that I am leaps and bounds better than Tyler Shough. If you look at the stats, and I know you can't just go by the numbers, but even if you go by the eye test, Shough looked better week 1 of preseason, Rattler looked better week 2 of preseason. It's neck and neck.
Yep.
So why not go with the guy you took with the top 40 pick that you took, Kellen Moore?
Yep.
I would love for some Rattler fans, and I'm a Rattler fan. I'm a fan of anybody who puts on a black and gold. I hope that either one of these guys winds up being a great quarterback. But it's not that big of a gap, in my opinion. Like some fans are making it seem like, oh, Rattler's just so much better. The numbers don't seem to show that. The numbers seem to show that they are neck and neck. So what's this thing that Rattler is the obvious choice? I don't see that.
No, I totally with you. And like, it's kind of a hard discussion. So I want to open it up to the comment section. I want to open it up to the live chat as well. Who do you think should be QB1? Tyler Shough, Spencer Rattler. There's a very strong case to be made for either player. I'm kind of with you, Jono. Like, having Tyler Shough start makes some sense. And I've been a very big advocate of go throw in Spencer Rattler weeks 1 through 4, maybe 5 and 6. And then after that, you can let Tyler Shough take the reins. But, I mean, honestly, like, is Spencer Rattler – I feel like he still has things to show, and he's leaving some on the table. Like, I mean, you go look at the preseason games. It feels like there was multiple times neither quarterback could just finish a drive. And for Spencer Rattler specifically, like, that's something that I find a little bit frustrating considering he does have a little bit more experience in the NFL. So, I mean, I'm just curious what you think in terms of, like, what is it going to require for Spencer Rattler to take the job and be the starter?
Now, I do want to be fair. Like, Rattler has never had a chance to play extensive time with McCoy, with Olave, and Shough, right? So I absolutely get that part. But again, the F in the NFL does not stand for fair. Sometimes you got to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. And Rattler has kind of failed at that part so far. I always see these training camp reports from our beat reporters, and even today, Rattler looked great in practice. But then the game starts and Rattler looks average, and it's like, okay, well, how does he look when the live butters are showing? There's one thing to look good in practice, but how are you when the live butters are showing? For both quarterbacks, I should show a little bit of leeway because Rattler's only a second-year quarterback, right? So both are going to go through their growing points, but I'm giving Shough a little bit more leeway because he is only a 2-month quarterback so far in the NFL compared to Rattler, who has a year-plus experience. So either way, it's kind of not a fair spot for either quarterback to be in, but I do believe that Rattler has to make a way to show it on Saturday now if they are basing this competition on who's going to look better on Saturday because, like you said, it feels like Moore might be giving Shough every opportunity to say, dude, grab the bull by the horns and be our quarterback. If not, I got to start Rattler, which to me is like a cop way out. Like, man, Sean Payne, and I hate to always bring back up Sean Payne, but Sean Payne would have stood 10 toes down on who he was going with. Moore seems to be like, well, I don't want to hurt Rattler's feelings because he is playing slightly better. Man, go with your guy. Go with your guy. If you don't think that Rattler has done enough, even with the indictments that he's had against him as far as what type of players that he's got to play with the past year, if you still feel like he isn't grabbing the bull by the horns, you start your guy. That might not be fair, y'all, but life ain't fair in the NFL.
No, and Rattler does have some really, really nice traits. I mean, there's no question about it. He can throw the pill all over the yard. Like, he has decent pocket awareness, in my opinion. He is a tough player. Like, that's something that both of these quarterbacks are going to need to display is toughness, not just physically, but mentally, because you're going to be taking a lot of hits. You're going to be under a lot of pressure. I also think opposing defensive coaches are going to know that the quarterback room in New Orleans lacks experience, panics under pressure, and they're going to rev up the pressure and try to bring the heat any chance they get. And this quote from Kellen Moore, Jono, is really interesting because I thought it really tells a story of what he thought about Rattler coming in late in that game in that 2-minute drill or in that 2-minute or late game series at the end of the preseason game when he ended up tying the game. I mean, it's really interesting to see how he's like, look, he came in, gave us some big plays. His response was great. I thought the 2-minute drive for that whole offense was really good. And look, the big factor to really remember here is it can't just be on the quarterback. It's on both of these players. So whether it's Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough, there's an equal responsibility to all of the other guys on the roster to do their jobs as well. At least in my personal opinion, I think that you have to take into consideration it's preseason. Playbook isn't totally open. All of the starters aren't on the field. You're not going to show everything you got. I mean, like, it just, to me, doesn't make a ton of sense to be like, this guy sucks. We got to get him out of here. Like, it makes it's wild.
I guarantee you, Trace, when people who aren't watching live watch the replay, you're going to get a lot of comments saying, this Jono guy's an idiot or he doesn't believe in Rattler. It's not that I don't believe in Rattler, y'all. I mean, I'm hearing myself talk out loud, and it's probably something like I'm a Rattler hater. I'm not. I'm probably looking at it maybe too much from a business standpoint as much as I'm looking at it from a football standpoint. And there's never been a quarterback taken as high as Shough, who the team didn't eventually say, you're the guy, right? Whether he fails or succeeds is another question. But at some point, the Saints are going to give Tyler Shough that opportunity. So that is why I'm just like, we're wasting our time with this Rattler versus Tyler Shough battle, knowing that Tyler Shough at some point is going to be the guy. If Spencer Rattler winds up being the week 1 starter, plays out of his mind, has a year to remember, great. Like, silly me for, having this thought. I do not care about being wrong as a Saints fan when it comes to the team or a player surprising me and playing way better than I thought. But it seems like this is all setting up for, and even I see Rattler fans in the chat saying, yeah, we know Shough is going to be in at some point. So why not just do it now? I see Spencer Rattler possibly being, as you see what might be going on in Chicago right now, like obviously Caleb Williams is their franchise quarterback of the future, right? But they just paid Tyler Bagent $10 million guaranteed, and he's like their solidified backup for Caleb Williams for the next 3 to 5 years. I don't see how that's not a great role for Spencer Rattler to be. And I know there's a lot of Rattler fans who thinks that he's the next Patrick Mahomes or whatever. But Rattler being like our great backup for the next 3 to 5 years while we do hopefully eventually get a quarterback of the future, whether that's Tyler Shough, whether that's Arch Manning. Y'all know I believe in Arch Manning and destiny of him being the next New Orleans Saints quarterback. Whoever the Saints' eventual next quarterback is, I think a good backup role for Spencer Rattler being our backup for the next 3 to 5 years is a good role for him. And Lord knows with the injury history of the New Orleans Saints, he'll get plenty of opportunities still with that role as a number 2 quarterback because we're never healthy.
I mean, that's a fact. Jono, before we continue this conversation around the quarterbacks and the Saints offense, I want to quickly give a shout out to Chubbies. For a limited time, you can use our exclusive code CHATSPORTS for $10 off at chubbyshorts.com. Skies out, thighs out. Let the good times roll. I want to tell you a little bit more about Chubbies. Now, Tyler Shough, in my opinion, is a player that there is a lot of pressure on for all of the reasons, Jono, that you've been mentioning, because he is Kellen Moore's handpicked guy. He's the 40th overall pick. There's not been a quarterback drafted as high as Shough that hasn't been a starter for the Saints. So, with Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler, I thought that the idea of, you got to figure out the backup, you got to figure out the starter, like, this is a long-term play, in my opinion. I think the Saints are playing a longevity game, not a let's go win a Super Bowl in year 1 of Kellen Moore. Obviously, if Tyler Shough works out or Spencer Rattler works out, life's great. But, got to be honest, there's a chance that doesn't happen. So, like, realistically, what are your expectations for Tyler Shough? Do you think he starts 10-plus games? Do you think that he has what it takes to be a good quarterback? Because he's shown flashes, but he's also shown those panic moments and those, like, frustrating headache moments, if you will.
All right, I'm gonna sound stupid because I've just been saying for the past 10 minutes, start Shough, and I'm about to also say no. I don't believe that he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be a great QB. He might be solid, maybe even good. Um, guys, I do not believe the quarterback of the future is on this team right now, and I think a lot of fans also believe that as well. I think I saw somebody in the chat say that I lost them when I mentioned Arch Manning, and I want to say this with my chest held high, y'all. I promise you, I absolutely know how illogical it is to think that Arch Manning is our savior. I know that Arch Manning has only played 2 games in college so far. I know that we have to see what Arch Manning looks like for a full season at Texas. I know that it is not a guarantee that the Saints will even be in a position to draft Arch Manning. I know that we don't even know when Arch Manning is coming out for the draft. I know all of those things. One thing about me, if you see my content, is that I embrace being a fan. So I don't care when I'm illogical. I don't care when I'm a hypocrite. I don't care when I'm wrong. Being a fan means you are a fanatic. You can be wrong or illogical or hypocritical or silly or stupid when it comes to sports. That's why it's shit more than the game. So I know that my Arch Manning banging at the drum that I'm going to be doing all season long is going to sound extremely illogical. And I don't care. I don't care. I think it is destiny that Archie Manning was the last quarterback we took in the first round, and that Arch Manning will be the next quarterback that we take in the first round. And I really believe that because I do not believe in Tyler Shough long term. I hope Tyler Shough proves me wrong. I really do.
Yep.
Like, I promise I will get on the top of the mountaintops and scream I was wrong. I always say I will always make my apology as loud as my disrespect when it comes to a Saints player or coach proving me wrong. So I welcome Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler to prove me wrong. I just don't think that either one of those guys is going to be our long-term answer. And I believe the next franchise quarterback of the New Orleans Saints is not currently on the 2025 roster.
I think that that's totally fair to say. And well, either way, like I think that the longevity of Kellen Moore will outlast the longevity of Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough as a starter. Like maybe as a backup, one of these two can be like a high-level QB2 or a high-level QB3, whatever it is, and you have a good backup. Like for what it's worth, good football teams have quality backups. Like that's just a fact.
Trace, I'm sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
But can I mention one thing? Because I know on your stream Sunday, Tyler Shough's cousin was in the chat, and now you've developed a nice rapport with him. So I hope that he's watching because, look, please, Mr. Tyler Shough's cousin, clip this. Show it to Tyler Shough. Make me look stupid. I promise you, I want to look stupid when it comes to my negative Saints predictions. Make me look stupid, and I will come back on this show, on my platform, on any platform, and apologize to Tyler Shough. Make me look stupid, Tyler Shough. I challenge you. Make me look stupid.
That's what we want. We both want to look stupid because, I mean, like, all of us at one point in time were like, Tyler Shough, like, at 40? Really? Like, that's a pick? Okay. Like, I mean, I genuinely can say this. I don't know if there's a ton of Saints fans out there who, when that pick came in at 40th overall, were leaping with joy. I just cannot say that that's a fact. But I will give him a lot of credit because I feel like he's done a really good job of embracing the city, embracing the team, embracing the culture. And for what it's worth, in 2 years of Derek Carr, got a big old goose egg of that outside of like that night of worship with Demario Davis. Really didn't do too much outside of that. So you got to give him a little bit of credit for being like, you know, I want to be here. I want to like indulge. I want to be accepted. Like that part of it, if you care and you want to be here, look, I can at least buy in a little bit. And there's positives with Shough. There's negatives with Shough. There's positives with Rattler. There's negatives with Rattler. It's just kind of a weird conversation to have. But the guy who's orchestrating this whole thing is Kellen Moore. And I want to talk a little bit about Kellen Moore. We're going to get absolutely real. Jono, this shit more than a game, isn't it? We're going to be absolutely getting hot and heavy here. Really quick, I want to encourage everyone to subscribe. Not just to Saints Now by Chat Sports. Go check out my guy, Jono's YouTube channel as well. I have it linked in the comments and description of this video. If you want awesome Saints content, we're on the road to 50K. Jono is one of the best in the biz. I highly encourage you to check us out if you want us to be your go-to channels for Saints content. Bitty. That's crazy. All right, Jono.
That's amazing.
Let's get real. It's time to get honest. All right. Brake pads are off. Training wheels are off. Let's talk Kellen Moore. What do you think about Kellen Moore? Do you like the hire? Have you been impressed? What do you want to see? Like, what are just your general thoughts overall of Kellen Moore so far?
We're getting real now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It's this shit more than a game or clock time, right?
Damn straight, baby.
I like Kellen Moore. I'm gonna be honest. I like Kellen Moore, and one reason why I automatically like him when he signed with us is because, as you remember, during the coaching cycle, a lot of head coaches was telling us no. Oh, Cliff Kingsbury has proactively come out and say, I don't want to be the Saints head coach. Joe Brady has come out and say, I don't want to be the Saints head coach. Kellen Moore was in an amazing situation. Kellen Moore was arguably in a better situation than Cliff Kingsbury and Joe Brady. He says, shit, okay, I'll come to New Orleans. I ain't afraid of no damn challenge. And so for him to choose us, I will always give him my gratitude. I've loved at the start that he's had so far in his coaching career. Now, I will say this. He has that new car smell, right? Trace, like, we all love him. We all love him. It's a new car smell. We don't, until he gives us a reason to not like him, we're all going to love Kellen Moore. This is the honeymoon phase when it comes to a brand new head coach. Every fan base goes through it. Hell, we were excited about Dennis Allen, even though we knew who he probably was going to be. Whenever that new head coach has a new car smell, we'll find all the positives. But what I also liked, and what kind of was jarring to me, is whenever the national media or even local media asks the Saints players about Kellen Moore, you know, sometimes when a player is asked about a brand new head coach, they give the PR answer, the cookie cutter answer. Oh, you know, it's exciting. He's a new voice or whatever. The Saints players like go out their way to give detail on how much fun they're having with Kellen Moore, how much he's changed the culture. I don't know if people saw Demario Davis' interview with Kerry Adams, and he went on like a 3-minute tangent of just how incredible he thinks Kellen Moore is. He almost said that Kellen Moore was his favorite coach, and he hasn't even played an actual regular season game under Kellen Moore yet. So I'm excited about Kellen Moore. The real test will be if we start 1-3, you know, we go on a 6-7 game losing streak. How does a head coach handle adversity? How does a head coach handle game plan adjustments? It's a win-loss business at the end of the day. I absolutely understand that. That's when we're going to get our real test of who Kellen Moore is. But as far as just starting off his career in New Orleans, I think he's done a damn good job. I'm excited to see what he does with the offense. I'm excited to see what he does now that we no longer have to be under this Sean Payton umbrella. You know, we finally have Sean Payton in the rear view. We can focus on the front of the windshield and going forward. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Kellen Moore does. I'm excited about him. I really am.
Yeah, me too. And I think that when you look at how his offenses over the course of his career have panned out, I mean, top 10 in no huddle rate, top 10 in neutral pace, top 10 offense and plays per game. You run a lot of plays. Theoretically, it's fair to assume you score a lot of points. Want to know why? Because he's top 10 in points per game 5 of 6 years. Top 10 in yards per game 5 of 6 years. Like, this guy has proven that he can lead an offense and he can cater to the strengths of the roster. It's just going to take, you know, the right situation. I think he's going to need to get his quarterback. He's going to need to get rid of some of the dudes on the roster, bring in some more talent. Like, I wouldn't hate bringing in an extra receiver this, you know, upcoming offseason, whether you draft one, sign one, trade for one, whatever. I think you do need to bring in a little bit more juice on the offense. But I mean, I couldn't agree more. When you're like, Kellen Moore was in a perfect position. He wanted to be here. Like, let's not forget, this was not the most glorious head coaching search of all time. And so the fact that he left a Super Bowl team last time he played in the Dome, for what it's worth, he has not lost in the Superdome in the last few years. He's tied and he's won 2. That's pretty good, I'd say.
I like that.
But like, I do think that he had no business being like, yeah, I'll get out of there. You could have stuck around and won a bunch of Super Bowls just like the Chiefs had done with their coaching staff. So
you could have rolled that Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley train until it made its last exit. But he said, you know what? I'm going to take a detour and I'm going to come to this New Orleans training. Yeah, the wheels look a little off skittish. Yeah, it looks like they could use an oil change. But why not let me be that guy who changes that train? So I'm on the Kellen Moore train, brother. And I think a lot of the Saints fans are in the chat, too. If you on that Kellen Moore, if you in the chat right now, train, hit a this shit more than a game in the chat right now to let everybody know that you believe in one Kellen Moore. When I say this shit more than a game, I mean M-O-O-R-E. Leave a this shit more than a game in the chat right now to show Kellen Moore that we appreciate that he has come to New Orleans, that he has chosen New Orleans, that he has embraced New Orleans, because that is some this shit more than a game energy.
Damn straight, Jono. This is why I needed you here, because I like to think I bring a lot of energy, but, dude, I don't know how I could even match yours. I want to ask the chat, what do y'all think about Kellen Moore? Be honest. Get brutal. It's time to be brutally honest about this head coach. I don't think there's going to be a lot of criticism, for what it's worth. I mean, he hasn't really given us any reason to be disappointed in him, but, you know, we still have to talk about the offense. This is the last part of this little segment that I want to discuss. The realistic expectations for offense. You guys like Mason Tipton, Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, Sheed, Juwan, Kendra. You got dudes on this roster but can they put it together? Can they stay healthy? Can they have plays get schemed up for them? Like, that's where Kellen Moore needs to come in big time, because Pete Carmichael, Clint Kubiak, a little predictable if you ask me. So I got to ask you, Jono.
Hey, you mentioning those two names, at least let's all be positive, right?
Yeah,
no matter how doom and gloom some fans might be, and I'm sure some are probably going to say, oh, he's being doom and gloom.
Mm-hmm.
I might be, but guess what? I will go into week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals in the Superdome saying, wow, Derek Carr's not my quarterback. Pete Carmichael is not my offensive coordinator, and Dennis Allen is not my head coach, and that is a reason to celebrate.
Dang, I literally couldn't agree more. Like, I think that for this year, obviously, Chris Olave is going to have a huge year. But I think like a guy that a lot of us Saints fans are talking about, but maybe not the national media, Rashid Shaheed, I think he's going to have a huge role this year in Kellen Moore's offense. Don't get it twisted. Olave, phenomenal deep threat. He is a great great route runner, can do it all. But Rashid Shaheed, man, he is really taken the NFL by storm as a receiving player as well.
Yeah, this sheet more than a game, huh? I'm with you, Trace. I really do think that we probably should pay Rashid Shaheed an extension now, because I think he's going to have a huge year with Kellen Moore's system. We don't have the greatest offensive arsenal of weapons in 2025, but that's kind of excites me a little bit, Trace, because now I'm like, I want to see what Kellen Moore does with a Mason Tipton, all right? Or does he make, Kevin Austin or Cedric Wilson or whoever's going to be the number 5 guy behind Brandon Cooks and Mason Tipton? Does he give them, in position to make plays? Does he take one of the tight ends and excels them a bit? Is Juwan Johnson going to have a breakout year now that he has his contract under Kellen Moore? We saw what Kellen Moore did with Dallas Goedert. So I am excited to see what the offense does. I think that we're going to have to, as you say, add some weapons over the next year or two. We're not a finished product yet. But to see what Kellen Moore's vision will look like, and even if we finish like in the top 20, we ain't even got to be top 10, top 15. If we're like in the top 20 of the offense under Kellen Moore, that is going to be such a great thing to clean on our hopes for. Like, damn, Kellen Moore did that with these offensive weapons. Imagine when we do bolster our wide receiver core. Imagine when we do get, maybe another number 2 running back, assuming that Kendrick Miller might not be that guy. I hope he is, but I'm just saying, like, imagine when our O-line gets better with the guard play. I'm excited to see what Kellen Moore does with the offensive weapons, but if you told me one player that I'm most excited about in the Kellen Moore system, it would be Rashid Shaheed, because I think that guy is a game breaker, and I'm excited to see the positions on the field that Kellen Moore puts him in to give the defense all types of headaches.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so last question. I want to ask you this, and then this segment will be over, and we can start our preview. What is your record prediction for this year? Mine changes literally every other day, so it is totally fine if you're like, I'm just going to throw something out the wall. That's totally okay. I'm going to go ahead and say 6 wins. I think 6 wins, because I think you're going to have one more than you did last year. I think that this roster, if they can stay healthy, has much better leadership. I think there's more juice and more energy in this roster, and I think it's a better team than people are giving credit. I'm going to take 6-11 is my record prediction.
Oh, boy. I'm so sorry that this is probably my first introduction to a lot of people on his show, because they're going to be like, no, why would I go on his YouTube channel when he's the most negative? I'm not negative, y'all. I promise you guys. I will be in week 1 with my chest held high and my shirt saying this shit more than a game. I promise you guys. But I'm just not high on the 2025 Saints projections. I just don't think that we have the depth. I think we have talent. I don't think our talent is as bad as the national media is saying, but I don't think we have the depth to withstand 17 games. And Lord knows the Saints are not the picture-perfect franchise when it comes to show me a franchise that is the embodiment of a perfect build of health. So when those injuries start mounting up and we have to rely on our depth, and our depth isn't the strongest in the league, I think that's when the losses start to come in. So I think 6 wins is very generous, Trace. I really do. I think 5 wins is probably our ceiling, to be honest. I'm going to go with 4-13.
See, I see people in the chat saying 10-7, 9-8, 11-6.
Good Lord.
I'm like, good.
Yeah, I see Jerry. Angel's a real positive person I see in this chat. I love Angel, Brian, Jerry. I see y'all in the chat. Hey, I love the optimism.
Oh, me
That's
too.
why this shit more than a game. Be positive, So y'all can come back on my channel or on Trace's channel and say, yeah, where Jono at now if we do win 8, 9, 10 games. I would love to be wrong, and I love the positivity from the Saints fans. We need more of that in this world. Some positivity, man. Don't listen to me. Believe in your heart. Believe in this shit more than the game energy.
Dude, I couldn't have said it better myself. Jono, we're going to start off a preview here in just this moment. But I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to our QB discussion. We were brutally honest. We talked quarterbacks. We talked Kellen Moore. We talked offense. And we had a good time doing it. So be sure to subscribe. Y'all stay golden. Preview coming at you pretty soon. We did get a super chat from Queen Courtney Burgess. What are your thoughts on an Anthony Richardson trade?
Will he come in to play the Taysom Hill role? Because
that's the only way I'm interested.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm interested. I do know that Richardson has shown flashes, and when he flashes, they're high. But when he flutters, those lows are lows. And we already got investments in Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler that it would be kind of redundant to bring in Anthony Richardson, unless he's like, oh, yeah, I'm open to playing the Taysom Hill role, and he could be the next Taysom Hill for us for the next 10 years. So I have no doubts on a Richardson trade unless he says I'm willing to play a flex player, but I'm willing to be a flex player. But I appreciate that question, Courtney.
No, I'm also no disrespect to Anthony Richardson as a man, as a human being, but as a football player, he just hasn't been good. At Florida, he was drafted because of a lot of upside. Like, I think that he does have some dog in him. For what it's worth, the Colts are not a good situation to be if you're a quarterback, so it's not like he's getting any favors done for him. But if you can't beat out Daniel Jones, do I really want you on my roster? I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, Daniel Jones, this is the guy who trips over his own feet when he's 40 yards down the field. Like, come on, it is what it is.
But if he wanted to be the next Taysom Hill, sign me up.
Hey, I'm all in on that. I think that could be fun.
I'm pretty sure Richardson isn't at that thought process yet. He probably still thinks he could be a starting quarterback, so it would not be a good fit in New Orleans.
Exactly. All righty, Lopez, let's reset for our preview for week 3. We can bring in the 2-cam and then the photo, just how we have it set up, just to start off. Full screen. Okay. That works. Okay, so Jono, just a little housekeeping. I'll introduce the show again, bring you in, and we'll preview this game. Cool, yeah? We'll try to make this one a little bit quicker too, because I don't want to keep you too long. I know you gotta.
I'm good. I'm good. I am good.
Awesome.
This is fun.
Good to
I'm
know,
enjoying it.
Dude, I'm having a blast.
More than the game time. Let's go.
I'm having a blast, Jono. We might need to make this like a somewhat regular thing. I'm just saying.
Are we still live? Like, are we live to YouTube right now?
Oh yeah, we still live.
Oh, good. Then I'm gonna take off my shirt. I thought this was like a commercial thing. I know y'all want that if y'all want to get up to 200 views. But
exactly.
Shout out to the chat, man. For the chat watching right now, I appreciate y'all. I'm looking at the corner of my eye, and I'm seeing some people who I haven't had the pleasure of introducing myself to. So hopefully y'all can check out my channel. It's a very unique channel. Yes. It's not as great analytical as my guy Trace's, but that's what makes New Orleans special. So make sure y'all check out my channel too. I would love to see some of the faces in the chat for Trace and my stream that I do every week, because we like to have a lot of fun, and no opinion is trash. No opinion is seen as stupid. We keep the dish shit more than the game energy for everybody, especially for those dumbass Falcons fans who always come in like mice on these Saints channels because they know that their team ain't shit. So they got to come and talk to a real franchise and a real fan base.
There you go. So I just dropped the link to Jono's YouTube channel in the live chat. If you guys want to go subscribe, click the link, come right back to the stream. We're going to still be topping it up.
Yes,
Jono, the beautiful thing about Saints content creators and Saints fans is, like, I feel like Saints fans, before I was in this role that I have now of being in the content game, I mean, I felt spoiled because I was like, man, we got so many great content creators, podcasters, entertainers, comedians, guys who love this shit and they just want to talk ball. And I just love that we have so many unique personalities. Of some dudes are just all in on the analytics, on the X's and O's. Some dudes are just rah hype guys. Some guys are great entertainment. It's fun, man. We got.
Yeah, and there's no wrong way to be a fan.
Exactly.
I think sometimes in the Twitter discourse that me and Trace are on Twitter a lot.
Oh yeah. I
mean, some people take this and look, I get it, right? Look.
What is it, Jono? I forget.
This shit more than a game.
That's right.
I get it. But it's like, come on, y'all. Like, there's no right or wrong way to be a fan. We don't have to gatekeep fandom. If fans want to be excited about the 2025 Saints, I say be excited about it. Now, if fans me are negative about them, be negative. But it's all in fun. It's all in entertainment. And that's kind of what I embrace on my channel. It's a sports entertainment channel. So, we talk sports, and I utilize my stream usually every Tuesday night to give everybody the real Jono. But when you see me on social media and whatnot, if you see some of the people call them skits, but I say they're not skits. They're actually like real documentary footage that my wife films to show to our marriage therapist. She says I have a problem. Would you believe that, Trace?
Never, never. For what it's worth, my girlfriend Maddie says the same thing. She's like, man, like she told me last year, and she's in the chat, so I'm going to out her real quick. She told me last year after the Falcons loss, I came home. I didn't talk for probably 2-3 hours. And when we woke up Monday morning, she was like, I understand you're upset. I understand you're mad. I understand this is your job, but you need to get over it. And I was like, I'm leaving before this is a problem. I'm gone.
She want to be in the chat right now because she would be out of my life if my lady ever told me that. I would have straight up said, well, is this shit not more than a game to you or not?
For what
let
it's
me know in the chat. Are you this shit more than a game certified or not? Put a yes in the chat if you are this shit more than a game certified.
I better see everyone type yes in the chat because everyone who's tuned in right now is definitely certified. For what it's worth too, Jono, I did also get her. It was her birthday the other day. Got her a gold Kool-Aid McKinstry jersey. So she owns a gold jersey, and I don't. But, you know.
Well, if she's rocking the gold jersey, she's won back my favor. You are this shit more than a game certified. Let me know in the chat. Who is this shit more than a game certified?
Let's see.
Leave a yes so I can remember y'all names and put y'all on the list. Because it's a long list. I'm like Santa Claus.
You're on the list.
I'm making a list, and I'm checking it twice, and I'm trying to see who is this shit more than a game certified.
You're on the list. Chris Jericho.
Hey, Trace.
Style.
Hey, you know, we're plugging the YouTube. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're
Trace
good.
is a great audience. I got to plug my stuff. If you want this awesome shirt, by the way, let me show you. Get this shitmorethanagame.com. And Trace, do you want to know how much these shirts cost?
I know how much it costs, but I want you to tell me how much it costs because I want it to be a spoil or surprise for everybody.
$28.03.
Perfect price.
How about that, Falcons fans?
That's how, for what it's worth, all Saints merchandise should be priced for the foreseeable future. Just until there's another crazy lead blown by them, which is inevitable. Alrighty, Jono, let's get into a preseason preview. We're going to talk Saints versus Broncos. Saturday, it's going to be a fun game. We're going to talk Sean Payton. I can't wait to hear who you are excited to watch, what you're looking for, and all that good stuff. But Lopez, whenever you're ready, let's get this thing rocking and rolling, and we'll try to make this a fun one for you guys.
Yes, indeed. Sean Payton back in the dome again.
What's happening, Saints fans? Welcome to our preseason preview on Saints Now by Chat Sports. I have a very special guest with me here today. It's none other than Jono Barnes, the craziest Saints fan I know. And if you are a diehard Saints fan, I'm going to be live on Saints Now by Chat Sports for this matchup. Preseason week 3, we go live every single game day, every single snap. Preseason, regular season, hopefully postseason. That would be sick. But this is your one-stop shop for Saints content by fans, for fans. Jono, I want to hear from you. What are you looking forward to in this matchup? Saints versus Broncos. Sean Payton back at the Dome.
First off, I want to give you and Chat Sports some flowers because I do my content when the Saints are playing, so I can't be as active on live streams. But I genuinely will say that I think Chat Sports has the best live stream viewing for all the fans that go live during games. And I go live during games sometimes, but like they have the stats on the screen, they have the scoreboard. Like it is incredible. I get mad jealous, right? Because I'm planning to do some live streams this year on my YouTube channel. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to compete with what Chat Sports has as far as their production and their graphics, but it's fine. I'm just more of a, come hang out with a fan and as if you're in a bar. But you guys are doing some great things at Chat Sports. So definitely, y'all, make sure y'all check out their live streams during Saints game days. And you can come and visit my live streams during Saints game days when I go live too. You ain't got to stay long. I know that Chat Sports has a better one than me, but if you just want to come and say hi, leave it this shit more than the game. I would appreciate that. Trace, what's good about the fact that Kellen Moore still seems to be more undecided than a female who's asked what they want to go out to eat is that at least we have another quarterback battle on Saturday to look forward to. Like, okay, if this seems to be like the game that's going to decide who is going to be our starting quarterback in week 1, I'm excited, just like I was excited in week 1 and week 2 of preseason to see who plays better between Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler. That's the main thing that I'm taking away from Saturday is, especially if, Sean Payton only plays his 2s and 3s on defense. And this is a great opportunity for either quarterback to take the bull by the horns and say, I am that guy. So I'm excited to see what Rattler or Shough does. Going by the tea leaves, it seems like Rattler is starting out with the 1s every practice so far this week. So you would think that he's going to get the prime opportunity to play with the 1s this Sunday, Saturday, whichever ones do play this Saturday. But I'm just excited to see what Rattler or Shough does. I kind of think, this is just me, it's kind of silly if Kellen Moore is basing his choice on Saturday's game, because I feel like neither quarterback is going to do anything of substantial difference than they did the past 2 months of data that he has so far as a head coach. But from a fan perspective, at least it's entertaining because, hey, we'll see who has a better game, and maybe that might sway Kellen Moore's decision. So the QB battle continues on Saturday. You got Sean Payton on the other sideline. How fun is that? I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that this Saturday is better than last time Sean Payton came to the Dome. We kind of just blocked that one out of our memory. It didn't actually happen. But Sean Payton, as we know, former Saints head coach, he did so many great things for this franchise. But, like, it is going to be interesting because Kellen Moore has gotten really good coaches to coach against throughout the preseason. John Harbaugh, Liam Cohen, and now Sean Payton. Like, you know, I think that those are three really good coaches to provide a litmus test for your roster, considering you don't know how great the defense is because a lot of the starters haven't played. You don't know what to expect from the offense. There is still a lot to be seen in terms of stopping the run. You're seeing some young guys really, take on that role of being the guy. And I'm really, really eager to see how this defense specifically attacks Bo Nix, because the pass rush, in my opinion, has been a big, big issue. It feels like it's the same theme as last year. You're getting a lot of pressure. You see the guys in the backfield, but then the quarterback just escapes just in time, able to make a play. Or they just tuck it and run. Like, that, in my opinion, has been one of the more frustrating things. I'm curious what you think. Do you think that the pass rush will finally start to kind of put it together? Do you think that it has been a good squad, a bad squad? What do you think defensively in terms of the pass? What are your thoughts there first?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm not worried because we all know Foskey is going to put it together finally this Saturday.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Of course. 11.5 sacks this Saturday. Call it.
Anyways, what's actually interesting is, honestly, Saturday might be his career, not career, but his Saints career is on the line. Like, I think Foskey needs a big game Saturday if he wants to make this roster. I do have concerns about the D-line. I actually have more concerns about the D-line than the O-line. Now, maybe Cam Jordan has that twilight year renaissance in his, his sixth? I mean, he's the oldest player in the league, huh? Mm-hmm. I saw that from you. You made me discover that.
Yeah.
But I think that our D-line depth isn't great. Fadeo Diggs, I think he's showing some flashes with the defense, but I don't think that – I think we're probably going to be maybe a bottom 5 defensive line. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope Cam Jones doesn't hear this because I know that he kind of follows me every now and then. So use that as motivation, Cam.
Yeah.
But I do think our pass rush leaves a lot to be desired. I still think that we are on the hunt, especially with Cam Jordan's career coming to an end soon, to find that next great pass rush for the New Orleans Saints. And until we find that, I do think that Brandon Staley is going to have to kind of get creative on how he wants to scheme defensive pressure on the quarterback, because I don't think that the talent on the defensive line will be enough on its own to get pressure on the D-line. So it will be interesting to see. Now, I will say this, Trace, not to just keep being a negative Nancy. The stuff that I have seen from the defense the first 2 weeks, it has me intrigued, at least. I think that what Brandon Staley is building is definitely something that can be sustainable and something fun going forward. I just don't think that the general has enough of his soldiers yet to really put out his vision. But I think that it will be a growing pains season for the defense, and we will see what Brandon Staley can cook up when it comes to our lack of pass rush, if you want to say it that way.
Absolutely. And for what it's worth, I want to get the gauge of the audience, because I want to add to that a little bit, but I want to get the gauge who you got. Saints, Broncos. It's preseason. I'm rooting for a tie.
Are y'all really doing prediction for? Come on,
I'm rooting for a tie. I'm rooting for a tie.
Preseason.
We got one. I want another tie. I want another tie because chaos is fun. That being said, though, like when you said that the defense and the coaching staff, they have, an army, but they may not have all their soldiers. I love that. I think that that's actually a great way to kind of describe where we're at with this team. Feels like there's a lot of pieces. Feels like there's a lot of talent, but definitely it feels like there's a little bit more that needs to be done. I don't think this is all going to be said and done in terms of this roster being completely built out as Kellen Moore wants it. I don't think this is just going to be this season. I think next year will be a big growth year. And for what it's worth, last time Brandon Staley held a defensive coordinator position, Again, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, they make life easier, but he had the number 1 defense in the league and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
People forget that. It's big difference between being a coordinator and a head coach. I think Brandon Staley's a lot like Dennis Allen. Dog shit head coach. Great coordinator, though. Make him just run the defense, and that is what you can expect from him. Jono, I want to talk storylines to watch here in just a second, but really quick, I got to say shout out to today's presenting sponsor, and it is Prize Picks. I am so excited to use Prize Picks all throughout this football season. You can get started by clicking the link in the comment section and description of this video. Be sure to download Prize Picks today. Use code CLNS. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. I want to tell you a little bit more. Now, the storylines to watch, which QB will take over? That's the big one we've discussed. We spent 20-plus minutes talking about it the other day. Who's going to take over? One of these guys is going to have to separate themselves and be the guy. Like, that's one thing that I'm definitely watching for. So what do you think that a quarterback needs to do or show to take that job? Like, what are you looking for from Rattler and Shough, if that's not too much of a question?
Yeah, no, it's not. I think it's an easy answer. Lead us to scores. Even if it's field goals, just get the offense to move down the field. Now, obviously, touchdowns are better than field goals, but lead us to scores. Again, I'm tired of hearing about, this guy looked great in practice, and then the game started. Now Tyler Shough is throwing passes to Cesar Ruiz, or Spencer Rattler is flaming out in the red zone again. Lead us to scores. Find a way to score touchdowns, and then you make yourself the starting quarterback, because this is a close race.
Yep.
So I think that at a quarterback, and this is an easy answer, I guess, like it's a duh type answer, but lead us to scores. And if you can do that, you would probably be the favorite to be our week 1 starting quarterback in the Superdome against the Arizona Cardinals. So Don't make it complicated. You're both young quarterbacks. Go out there, play your game, let her rip. I mean, don't get, reckless with it, but let her rip.
Yeah.
And lead this team to scores. And then you can be that guy for us.
Yeah, and I think that there's something to say with being okay with making mistakes in the preseason. I'm not saying make a habit of it, but I am saying, like, if you throw a pick, you got to respond with a touchdown. And both of these players have thrown an interception, respond with a touchdown. So, one, can you limit mistakes? Can you limit those rookie moments or those young quarterback moments? And two, if you do have adversity, you do have some of those, do you bounce back? Because I think that you're going to see a lot of the New Orleans Saints in the regular season having to climb themselves out of holes or getting punched in the mouth and having to respond with a big play or a big drive. Like, I think that those are things that the New Orleans Saints definitely are going to have issues with. The pass rush we've talked a little bit about. The run defense, though. Oh, my God. Will that ever get fixed? I genuinely thought that was going to get fixed. Like, you draft 9 players, most of those defensive guys, a big strength is that they're good against the run, and for some reason, it's just preseason, but you still feel like
early.
Oh my God!
Man, I remember. I'm old enough to remember just a few years ago when the Saints defense was on a streak of not allowing a 100-yard rusher, and now it seems like we give up 100 yards in the first quarter of the game. It's young. It's a young season. These players are still learning. We got some young players, right? So there's going to be growing pains. So I'm not expecting our run defense to look even good right away. I hope that what comes with a season like this for us Saints fans, which will likely be a rebuilding year. Now, if they wind up being good, again, great. But if this is a rebuilding year and we're a bad team, you just want to see the growth. I don't want to see the run defense in September be the same run defense in November if everybody's still healthy. I want to see progress from players. I want to see growth and development from players. That's my main takeaway, not only from the run defense, but from the team in general. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not expecting it on Saturday.
Yep.
But if I see how they look on Saturday compared to how they look on Sunday in December, and they look the same, then I'll be a little upset. But if they look substantially better, even just maybe small bit of amounts of better, that's growth, and I'll take it because I am accepting that this is probably a rebuilding year for the New Orleans Saints.
No doubt. Well, and it's okay that we're in the midst of this rebuild. That's totally fine. Like, that's what a lot of us have been asking for, at least for a couple years, where, maybe I can't sit here and say, like, yep, blow it all up, tear it down, let's rescratch, because that's no fun. I like to try to at least be competitive, but realistically, that's what we're in. You didn't make any trades during the draft, new head coach, young quarterbacks, no experience in the quarterback room. Like, you are in the midst of a rebuild. Avoiding injuries is a big, big key for this team as a whole. I mean, you're already getting beat up by the injury bug. But, like, if these players on your screen right now, including the offensive line, if any of these dudes suffer an injury, my panic alarm starts to go off a little bit. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Kendre Miller's the big one. I need him to be healthy, man. Show me that you can be the next running back for us. Give Alvin Kamara some breaks, man. Kendre Miller, I call him the Zion Williamson on the Saints. Like, when he flashes, you're like, that's why we got him. Like, this guy can be a great player. But then he gets hurt. Like, he never can do 2 or 3 games in a row where he finishes the game healthy. So I've loved what I've seen from Kendre so far. I see the vision. Like, I see the talent. I'm like, this kid can definitely be a factor in the league, but you got to stay healthy. So when you say he's a player to watch, yeah, as far as me, I just wish that after every game for preseason, I'm like, is Kendre okay? Did he go to the injury tent at any point? Is he healthy? Because we really can rely on him, and he can be somebody that we can, as a fan base, put some hope and optimism in going forward in 2026 if he shows his potential in 2025.
Yeah, and with Clyde Edwards-Helaire too, I know I have it wide receiver on there. That's a typo on my end. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, in my opinion, he's had a really, really strong summer. He's had like really good stuff at training camp and whatnot. He's been really flashing at in the preseason. Like last week specifically, I thought he was really good. And I was really impressed with especially how he did in his blocking. And I think that that's a really, really good way for him to find a spot on the roster. Devin Neal, we know, still dealing with that hamstring injury. Is he going to play? We don't know. But, like, he's another player I'm really excited about. So I'd love to see him get on the field. But you also, for a team that's already dealing with injuries, you don't want to risk any further injury. The offensive line specifically, can we just go ahead and wrap the entire offensive line in bubble wrap? Can we put Guardian caps across their entire bodies? Because we're hurt.
Calvin Banks, though, and Fuaga has looked real good, especially Calvin Banks. I know, and if you saw my reaction when we took him, offensive linemen are in sexy picks. I always say, I can't go buy offensive lineman's jersey when we draft one in the first round in the draft, but they're like eating vegetables, somebody said. You gotta have an offensive lineman built as your foundation of your team. So I'm excited about the future of the offensive line with Fuaga and with Calvin Banks. And when the This Shit More Than a Game Mount Rushmore recipient Eric McCoy gets back to the middle of that line, because I think he's a top 2 center in the league, and he ain't number 2. And I think he's going to provide dividends for Cesar Ruiz, for Banks, for Fuaga, and for whoever winds up being the spot that Penning left vacant. If Penning doesn't come back by week 1, it would be great if Penning came back, but I'm not expecting him back in week 1. I'm not as down on the offensive line as a lot of fans are, actually. I think the offensive line could be our foundation for just building out everything going forward. I think we got a good offensive line because Eric McCoy is still young, right?
Yeah.
Then you got 2 young bucks in Fuaga and Banks. Now we'll see what the future of Ruiz or Penning and guys like that holds. But we got 3 really good, and I'm probably crowning Banks too early, but I've seen enough. I'm sorry. I'm not an offensive line expert or anything, but I think we got 3 really good foundational pieces on that O-line that whoever the quarterback of the future winds up being, they're going to come in knowing, well, sure, at least I know I ain't got to worry about getting my brain rambled because I got a damn good offensive line here in New Orleans. I know some fans probably disagree and think that the O-line has looked bad, but you got to realize how big of a piece Eric McCoy is to the offensive line. And when he comes back, I think we'll see the difference in what the O-line looks like. I'm excited about the offensive line.
Me
future
too.
For the New Orleans
I think the O-line could turn from one of the biggest question marks and biggest weaknesses on this roster to a huge, huge strength if everything works out. If Penning can stay healthy and can pan out, if Ruiz can be more consistent, I'm 100% with you. I think your tackles, you're good. Eric McCoy at center, not going to get much better than that. So, I'm with you. It's those guard positions. If those are where the question marks, in my opinion, are, if they can turn it on and be great, this offensive line, I genuinely think will be really good for a long time. Defensively, though, this is a really tough spot to make some of these cuts because, you got Danny Stutzman in the linebacker room. That whole squad is loaded. The interior defensive line is really loaded. The edge rusher spot, there's going to be some tough cuts to make. Jonas Sanker's been really good. Rico Payton's been good. There's been so many studs on the defensive side. Who are some guys who you've been really impressed with so far?
Oh, man, we love Stutzman, right? The cracker with the juice.
Oh, yeah.
Did you saw Cracker Barrel got rid of the logo?
Yeah, by the way, that was whack.
Come on, Cracker Barrel. You got to keep the cracker. You got to keep the cracker. How you going to take the cracker out of Cracker Barrel?
And you took the barrel away. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Come on. We used to be a proper society, y'all. I love Danny Stutzman, man. I'm excited. The cracker. I think Danny Stutzman might be the face of our I'm not saying the best player on our defense, but just given his charisma, his energy, his leadership that he's already shown as a rookie, I think he might be the face of our defense in about 3 years. So I'm excited about Danny Stutzman. I really like Fidel Diggs. I think that he's shown some flashes that's jumped out to me just as a fan when I'm watching the game. So I think that he could be a building block for our defense going forward. Those are the two players that really excite me. I would have loved to see Alante because I still have high hopes for him. That injury, I hope it's not going to be a setback to what could have been a big year for him. So I'm looking forward to him. I saw that they say he was back on the field today, not practicing, but just kind of like, warming up and doing some exercises. So hopefully that means he's in line to start in week 1. But I think that we do have, and I love Kool-Aid, not just for the name, but I think that he actually can be our number 1 cornerback. And he might not be at his peak what a Marshawn Lattimore was, but I think he can be a cornerback that we can rely on just to, keep the number 1 wide receivers at bay. As a number 1 cornerback for us. So I think we have some pieces on our defense. I think our D-line is where we really need to improve on, not just this year, but going forward. But I think that we have some talent that, again, when Brandon Staley gets more of his soldiers, this army is going to be, one to watch out for.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, man. I mean, this has been a great conversation. The preview of this game, I think that what you should expect is to see.
I didn't even mention Jonas Senka. Wow, he might have been like the best, young prospect so far as far as game performances. I like Jonas Senka. I'm looking at the names on the list. We got some talent, y'all. Now, we're looking at it from our black and gold glasses, right? Every team probably, fan base says, we got talent, young talent. But Jonas Senka, and that pick, and I saw some fans who were kind of like getting on you, Trace, on Twitter because you gave him props for the pick, and they were like, well, what about the guy who tipped the ball, which, absolutely. You give credit to the guy who made the play to give Jonas in position. But if you don't notice, Senka is always in position. And for a rookie, that's like pretty important as a safety position to like always be in a position to make a play, to clean up a play, anything like that. He's showing some veteran skills in his first year. Yeah. I really like the future of Jonas Senka. I really do.
Oh, I do too. And shout out to Rajon Wright for having that PBU. Like, that was awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like, Rajon Wright made a great play at the end of that game.
Yeah.
But like you said, Jonas Senka, right place, right time. And in my opinion, I mean, I had it in my notes while I was watching the game. I was like, dude, it feels like he is literally on the ball every other play. Like, he's flying all over the field. Him and Danny Stutzman, I think, do a great job of not limiting themselves into just a few different areas. Where they see ball, they go get ball. Doesn't matter if it's a rush, doesn't matter if it's a pass. They are putting their lids on the football, and they're trying to make a play. And that's how you end up making an impact, especially on a roster and on a team. Call a spade, that isn't absolutely loaded. Like, the Saints are just not. And those are the kind of things that can really, really build a foundation to achieve sustained success, which I think that's the goal. Not a Super Bowl in year 1, but a Super Bowl in year 3, 4, 5, 6, and beyond. I think that's really what praying on. Please, it's just
come on, football guys, y'all owe us.
I know. More than owe us. We had to deal with so much. We had to deal. We're not even going to revisit it all, but I want to hear in the comment section. Name a player you are excited to watch. We gave you a ton. We talked a lot about different players, but who's a guy you are excited to suit up on Saturday? Friendly reminder, we'll be live here on the channel 1 hour before kickoff. I will see you guys there. Y'all stay golden. Thank you so much for tuning into this preview, and we'll see you next time. Jono, you got a time for one more 10, 15-minute chop up? Take some questions. If not, you're totally good, brother.
I think I got time.
Okay.
Let's roll, y'all.
Okay,
let's
cool.
Roll.
We'll make this one quick. So that way we can get you back to dad duty and doing all your stuff.
I don't want to go back to dad duty.
Okay, cool.
Please.
Then let's just
talk.
Let's talk about the Falcons and the Buccaneers. Then let's just spend all day. Let's look into that. I'm just
those
kidding.
2 teams, huh?
I'm just kidding. Mikey, appreciate you for that $5 super chat. He said, "I need another shot for free ticket." Yeah. So, Jono, we give away jerseys throughout the season, like on our watch parties and stuff. And last week we made a deal with this guy Mikey. He's been supporting the show since I started filming Saints content. He guessed pregame 20-17 final score. I mean, first half you're like, it's out the window, and then you start kind of inching back, and you're like, oh my god. Then at 17-17 they get the pick. You're like, holy shit, they're gonna hit it. It's gonna actually hit. And then the No Fun League struck and didn't give us.
It was 1 second left, Mikey. You got right, Mikey. It was 1 second left.
There was a second, without a doubt. There was a second. But yeah, that's it. He's been an absolute legend. So I'm gonna add his name into our little giveaway list.
Do I get a jersey for coming on the show?
I'm gonna give you some. Actually, I do have I'm working on getting like some hats and some gear and stuff. So maybe we
Sweet.
can do a little. Maybe we can do like a little jersey swap or something.
Hey, I love
Shirt
it.
for a
I
shirt
love it.
or something like that. We can see.
Hey,
What's up with that.
Mikey, I don't do it often, but I sometimes give out tickets on my social media platforms. So if you follow me at Jono Barnes, this might be a time this season where I also give out tickets or maybe even free swag. So,
For sure.
follow me as well, Mikey, and you might double your luck when it comes to trying to get to see the Saints in the Superdome.
Yeah,
this upcoming season.
give Jono a follow on socials. Subscribe to his YouTube. Absolute legend. How are we on questions, Lopez? Do we need some more? Alrighty. Use hashtag Saints. Send in a super chat. If you have a question for me and Jono, we are going to be answering those over the next however long we decide to chop it up for. I'll try to keep it short, Jono. I don't want to
Get them questions, y'all.
Yeah,
Come on.
come on.
Get them questions
pepper
in.
them. Jaden, we got a few from you, but if you have more, of
Yo,
course,
my
feel
wife
free.
is watching. She's like, okay, if nobody asks questions, then you could come take this crying baby. Please ask some goddamn questions.
Dude, help out a dad. He's trying to take a break, man. He's trying to take a break for y'all.
Please.
Help him out.
Please.
Help him out. Jono, before we get into it, man, I want to give you another quick second to plug your socials. I'll put your social media and your YouTube channel in the chat. If you want to just tell the audience a little bit more about you, what you do, kind of your story, because I know a lot of people didn't know a lot about me before I started doing a lot, and I want to give you an opportunity to tell my audience a little bit more about you if they don't really know a lot about you. I'm going to put your socials and your YouTube channel in the chat for you. But, Jono, tell us a little bit about you, man.
Well, guys, I am Jono Barnes on every platform. I try to make it easy for y'all to follow me. So on Twitter or X, if you want to call it that, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, on OnlyFans. I am Jono Barnes. If you just search Jono Barnes, I will come up. I'm a gumbo pot of content, I like to say. So I will say this. I am not just strictly Saints. I also talk a lot of Pelicans or local sports that's not just Saints related. But my passion for the Saints shines, which is why I have a huge Saints following on social media. So you will get a ton of Saints content. I promise you that. You'll just probably also get some other content that isn't always necessarily Saints. It's very unique. I will tell you that guys. My content may not be for everybody. I always say I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but eventually you got to drink up, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I think if you are a diehard Saints fan, and if you are this shit more than a game certified, you will absolutely love the things that I do on my social media. We like to have a lot of fun. We do skits. We do real analysis videos. I do commentary. I also do live streams, sometimes not as good as the live watch-alongs on Chat Sports, but it's a nice little spot for Saints fans to come together as if we're in a bar and just talk shit about the opponents or talk shit about our own team, things like that. So I would appreciate if you all would follow me at Jono Barnes on all platforms, especially YouTube. I mean, my guy Trace is about to get 50,000 followers, and I'm at 8K, and I'm like, dang, I was just hoping to get 9K before the end of the year. So shout out to what Chat Sports is doing. I appreciate being on this platform today to introduce myself to some of you guys, as well as reintroduce myself to some of the already true this shit more than the game certified people. And just remember this, go in the mirror tonight and ask yourself, hey, whatever your name is, am I this shit more than the game certified? And the mirror's probably going to respond back and say, well, are you following Jono Barnes on all social media platforms? Are you subscribed to him on youtube.com/Jono Barnes? If the answer is yes, then congratulations. You are this shit more than the game certified.
Jono, I'm subscribed. I'm followed. Can I get the official stamp? I just don't have it, and it's a pain that I hate that I'm asking. But what do I need to do to earn that certification, my man?
I think after this past hour that you've definitely earned it, which means at some point, Trace, and we'll do the jersey swap. You got to get a shirt because, again, also, by the way, y'all, www.thisshitmorethanagame.com or jonobarnes.com. I try to make it easy for everybody.
Absolutely.
You get this shirt for $28.03. But even if you don't have the shirt, like Trace doesn't have a shirt yet, he will get one soon, I promise y'all. Trace, because of your passion, because of your raw emotion, and because you've had Jono Barnes on your amazing platform at Chat Sports, my guy, you are this shit more than a game certified.
Thank you, Jono. Jono, that means the world, bro. And for what it's worth, Jono has an awesome website. It's really well put together, super easy to navigate. Go get your gear. Jono, I'm definitely getting me and my girl a shirt. I'm gonna have to do some black and gold colors for us because they're so clean. I got to get on it, man. I got to get on it.
Trace, while we were, waiting for some questions to come in, we should have told everybody about our great night in Bourbon Street during the Super Bowl week, huh?
Oh, let's do it. No, let's do it. Let's do it because I'm man enough to admit, hey, I'm a Saints fan.
I wasn't going to
first.
mention it. I was going to mention that part. I was going to mention the stripper coming up to us while we were doing a live interview, and I was good thing my wife ain't watching because this shit more than a
dude. Yeah. So story time. I was out in New Orleans for the Super Bowl with Chat Sports. I knew that my guy Jono was going to be running around, so I was hitting him up. I was like, dude, we got to link up, got to say what's good, got to get you on some content. I was rocking an Eagles jersey because, for those of you who don't know, before I started hosting Saints content, I was a producer for our Eagles and our 49ers channel with my buddy Chase Sr., and he bought me a jersey that said Trizzy on the back. It's pretty cool. It was a nice friend gift and everything. And so when we were out there covering Eagles versus Chiefs, we were out with a bunch of Eagles fans. I'm going to rep the jersey, and I'm going to rep my name and my brand. And it's embarrassing. The one picture I have with my guy Jono is in an Eagles jersey. I was like, please don't hate me.
he lost some this year more than the game certified points. I will say, but he has built it up. It's been a process. I'm a forgiving this shit more than the game overlord. But he had to work his way back up, and he's slowly doing.
It's earned, not given. It's earned, not given. Yeah, but
Yes,
anyway,
indeed.
yeah, it was so funny. It was just. I was like, of course, I'm in New Orleans, I'm meeting content creators, and I'm wearing Eagles gear. This is just, I'm like, hey, you can't blame a guy for being a hustler. Can't blame a guy for loving his job, If
you know what qualifies for being this shit more than the game certified, Trace?
What's that?
Following the money. Rate that money, homie. You good. You good with me.
Damn straight.
You good with the people in the chat.
Damn straight. Are we good on questions now, Lopez? All righty. Friendly reminder, we're going to start off. #Saints, send in a super chat. We're going to be talking or taking questions, responding to hot takes, everything in between. So if you got questions for me or for Jono, be sure to get them in the live chat right now. If you don't use #Saints or super chat for what it's worth, our software just doesn't work. That's just kind of how it is. Sorry, it be like that. But if you want to get your name, your question, and get me and Jono's responses, use #Saints, send in a super chat. You said we should be good? Okay, cool. Jono, we're going to reset, do this quick Q&A, 10, 15 minutes, and then we can just kind of chop it up, and whenever you're ready to roll, you can hop on out of here, my friend.
Yeah, I guess I could go be a dad, huh?
All right. Do what? Yeah, well, my producer, Lopez, just said, I'm putting a timer on you, idiots. All righty, Lopez, whenever you're ready, my friend, let's get into it. Mailbag with Jono Barnes. What's going on, Saints fans? I have a very, very fun live Q&A today here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, my name is Trace Girouard. I'm the host of this awesome YouTube channel, Saints Now by Chat Sports. But today, Jono Barnes joins us live. We're going to be responding to hot takes, answering questions, and chopping it up with our live chat. So get in the comment section, show some love to Jono, hit the thumbs up icon if you want more content just like this. Let's kick it right off with Queen Courtney. Jono, we've talked a little bit about this, but I want to get your thoughts again. What do you think about trading for Anthony Richardson?
If Anthony Richardson is open to being the next Taysom Hill, I love it. If not, it'll be a little bit redundant because we're already we've already invested so much resources into Rattler and Shough that bringing in Richardson wouldn't do anybody any good, in my opinion. So no, I don't think you should bring in Anthony Richardson, especially not with any draft picks or any ammo that we definitely need as we continue to rebuild. But if there ever is a time where Anthony Richardson says, I am open to playing that gadget role similar to Taysom Hill, then I would be interested.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think with Anthony Richardson, sure, there's the fun upside, there's the athleticism. Those are all true things. But look, if the Saints were to trade for a quarterback, would they not have done it already? Why would you go and trade for a quarterback weeks before the regular season? You only have one game left of the preseason. I just don't think it makes sense to go and trade for a quarterback. If you got to add one, you sign one of those veterans that's out there, but even that list is very, very dull, and I have no interest in adding a quarterback.
We put so much emotion into Rattler and Shough. Roll with them, y'all. Let's see what happens. Absolutely. And if both of them wind up not being great and we got to start Jake Haener, well, that means we're going to get a great quarterback in 2026. So.
Yeah, and hey, if all hell breaks loose, just throwing Hunter Deckers. Who gives a shit?
Oh, yeah, why not, huh?
Absolutely. Mikey Taylor, question from you. Can Mason Tipton beat out Brandon Cooks for wide receiver 3?
I actually think he can. Maybe not right away, not in week one, but I think over time, I think Tipton is obviously, because he's younger, the future at that position than what Brandon Cooks would be. So I absolutely think that. I'm excited about Tipton, man. Us light-skinned guys got to stay together too. So I'm excited about that. I think he can absolutely, Mikey, eventually surpass Cooks as our number 3 wide receiver.
Well, and Brandon Cooks, like, he was brought in to be that veteran presence and kind of be another guy that the Saints could rely on. And, like, I think, I have to understand, like, where or what his role is and stuff. And you have to also understand, like, he's not going to be the Archer that he once was forever and ever and ever. Amen. Mason Tipton, though, he's at the very beginning of his career. Brandon Cooks at the tail end. He can learn a lot from Cooks. He can learn a lot from the guys on the roster. I said it on Twitter. I got a lot of people agreed with me. A lot of people flamed me for it. I'm not calling him Lance Moore. I'm just saying I get very reminiscent football moments from Mason Tipton being an undervalued, underrated, sneaky good player that, just not a lot of people are keeping an eye on. I think he could really break through at some point. I hope you guys don't hate me. Just hear me out. I'm not disrespecting Lance Moore. I'm just saying I think that he could be that, like, sneaky guy that the Saints have on the wide receiver room that a lot of people just kind of overlook. Call me crazy.
Yeah, he's just saying that because both of them are light-skinned. Let's just be real.
Trying to get me in trouble, John. You're trying to get me in trouble. Carl Dunn, what's going on, man? Do the Saints go after Brian Robinson at running back?
I love you, my guy, Carl. I don't think so. Again, y'all, it's not about. I understand the thought process of bringing in talent, right? And probably the coaches should look at every player that's available. For me, though, I'm like, because I have the mindset of this is a rebuilding year, I want to focus on who we have in-house and who we feel can be players for the Saints of the future. Now, if Brian Robinson is somebody the coaching staff was to say, oh, this guy could be our running back for 2026 and 2027 and 2028, bring him in. But what I don't want is us bringing in a player for like a 1 year, like, hey, just come for us for 1 year. If we need depth, or if we, bodies are starting to get a lot into the infirmary room, then yeah, bring in some players like that, or consider players like that. But for now, the team that we got is a team I'm ready to roll with, invest in, see who's going to step up to the plate, see who we can count on in the future, and continue to do this rebuild. So I don't have any desire to bring in any. I guess Robinson is technically a veteran now, like any name player, because I feel like we need to invest in these young players and see what we got as we rebuild into 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, and if Brian Robinson ends up getting cut, because it's starting to seem like he's getting weeded out in Washington, maybe you could twist my arm to have some interest in that. Let's say one of the running backs does end up getting hurt. I'm not trading for Brian Robinson Jr. If I were to trade him, I would go for like a 7th-round pick. Just screw it, but you don't have a 7th round next year to give. So, in my opinion, I think what you got in the running back room, like Jono was saying, I think what you have is what you're rolling with. Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller. I'm going to take CEH as RB3. And I think, with Devin Neal, it's going to be hard to kind of fit him in here. What are you going to do with it? Velus Jones offers a lot of special teams abilities stuff. So, the running back room is definitely an interesting one to discuss, but I don't think, like you said, you need to definitely be hunting for an addition here. But if one falls in your lap, maybe just don't need to trade.
Yeah, no, I like what you said. Like, if they're a free agent, then yeah, you're not losing anything. But trading, no, we should not be trading any assets knowing where our team might be in 2026. So you don't trade for. If this was the Drew Brees era, guys, then yeah, you might want to entertain bringing in some of these players because your window is open for a Super Bowl. Our window is not open for a Super Bowl right now. So invest in your young guys. Keep all of your assets. Worry about the future and acquiring big name talent when your window is actually open. That's my logic as a coach if I were one.
Yeah, the Super Bowl window, we're still building the windowsill. We're still trying to build the foundation.
It ain't even built in.
We ain't even got the glass yet.
They ain't even put the glass in. Yeah, they still measuring the measurements to see how big that glass is.
We're still looking at the screens. We're still trying to figure out what we want.
The blueprint is still being built out. Talking about Super Bowl window, Jono. Come on.
Exactly. All righty. Baden Jardin, one of our guys, Jaden Barden. He has a burner, I guess. Can you both name a player you want to sign? I'd like to go get Gabe Davis. I think a wide receiver would be beneficial. That's just my personal opinion. What about you, Jono?
I kind of feel like I just answered it with my last answer to Carl. When I say I'm focused on who we got now, and there's no player right now that I feel like is worthy of us signing because of my mindset of us being in a rebuild year. I want to focus on the in-house players we have and not bringing in a player for a stopgap year for one season. Now, if injuries start to build up, then maybe I'll answer the question on who is the better of the who is some of the better free agents available. But right now, there is no player. Now, if a surprise cut happens during training camp, as it always does, maybe then I'll be like, oh, I'll entertain bringing in this player. But right now, I'm focused on the players that we have invested in our team right now internally, and I'm not focused on any external players outside of the New Orleans Saints roster right now because I believe we are in a rebuild year.
That's totally fair, and I agree. We are in the midst of a rebuild. This is what it's like. It's not amazing. It's not fun, but, it's necessary sometimes. Yeah. I say Gabe Davis. Jono says nobody. I don't think signing nobody hurts. Should the Saints sign a guy in free agency? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. And really quick, I want to say thank you so much to Chubbies for sponsoring today's video. For a limited time, you can use our exclusive code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, for $10 off at chubbyshorts.com. Skies out, thighs out, and let the good times roll. I want to tell you a little bit more about the awesome products at Chubbies. Drew with a question, will we see Jake Haener? No. I'm going to go ahead and just say no.
I feel so bad for Jake.
I know.
I feel so bad for Jake.
It's one of those things.
Like the third game was supposed to be the one where he gets his shine on because everybody thought that the quarterback would be named by now.
Yep.
I'm giving Drew, I love the name, by the way, Drew, too.
True.
Given the fact that we don't have a starting quarterback yet, it might be like last week where we're going to have to play one quarterback for a quarter and another quarterback for a quarter. And Jake Haener will unfortunately only have gotten some game action in the first week of the game preseason. So, no, I don't. I mean, going by Kellen Moore's stance that the quarterback race has not been decided, I would imagine that both quarterbacks get a half each, which means Jake Haener, unfortunately, is the odd man out. Now, I will say this, though. I think some fans are a little too tough on Jake Haener.
Sure.
Like, okay, he's not going to be the quarterback of the future, but I think some of the vitriol that he gets on social media is a little, like, come on, y'all, we can still cheer for the guy because he's wearing black and gold. And he was a Saints fan growing up. He was a huge Reggie Bush fan. Like, for me, I'm always appreciate that about him. No, I don't think that Jake Haener is our quarterback of the future. Never thought he was going to be the quarterback of the future. But I feel like the fans can show a little bit more support to him than the stuff that I see on social media whenever he gets in a game or whatnot.
Oh,
like, he's a Saint, y'all.
I couldn't agree
show love
more.
to everybody who's trying to, represent our city and our team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Jono. Like, and one thing that I do appreciate about Jake Haener, like Nick Underhill has said, if you were to try to talk football with anybody on any of the quarterbacks, if you just want to sit down and talk X's and O's, Jake Haener might be one of the best guys to do that with. Like,
he might be a coach one day.
Yeah, he could be a great QB3. You hold the clipboard. You're a good locker room guy. You can see the field in different ways. Like, there is a role for a second, third string quarterback. I'm not saying it's a massive role as big as a QB1, but I'm with you. I don't think he deserves all the hate he gets. I think he gets a lot of that because he's a Fresno State guy, just like Derek Carr. And so it's fair. It is what it is. But I do think that he is a tough player that has, shown that he isn't a QB1, but maybe could be just a valuable low-end roster guy. And that's fine. Yep. I don't think that he should be getting hate. Like you said, he grew up a Saints fan, grew up a Reggie Bush fan. Like, that's awesome. I would hate for him to leave New Orleans and be like, I can't believe I grew up rooting for that team. That fan base sucks. They're all horrible.
Exactly.
That's the last thing I want from him, Like, he doesn't deserve that.
Exactly. Like, sue him for trying to, and I'm not talking to Drew, I'm talking about in general.
Sure.
Like, sue him for, being in the quarterback competition and trying to earn his keep. Right?
Exactly.
Of course he's going to, compete.
Exactly.
I like Jake Haener. I don't think he's probably playing Sunday, though.
No, I don't think so either. Keith, if we bomb out this year, do you think we go after Arch?
Where's Keith? And Keith obviously is new to Jono Barnes, Trace. Keith is obviously new to Jono Barnes. So, Keith, make sure you follow me on all platforms and subscribe to my YouTube at Jono Barnes. Keith, yes. Hell yes, we go after Arch after this year. If we bomb out, I'm kind of low-key, just low-key, hoping that we do bomb out because I believe in all my heart and soul that the last time we drafted a quarterback in the first round was Archie Manning. It is destiny that the next quarterback we draft in the first round will be one Arch Manning, and the fan base will be so rejuvenated. It's going to be a special moment, but we got to play the long game until then. Keith, hell yeah. I am the poster face. I was on a Yahoo Sports article about a week ago about, Saints fans and their desire for Arch Manning. I'm proud to wear that on my sleeve. I am definitely of the belief that if we bomb out, we go after Arch Manning.
Without doubt. It's full court press. It is all out blitz. You go and get Arch. I'll also say this. I think with the quarterbacks in general, I mean, if you have a top 5 pick, Cade Klubnik, Arch, Garrett Nussmeier, Lenore Sellers, any of those, honestly, I think Saints fans can get jazzed about. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. And if we're at week 7 or 8 and we only have 1 or 2 wins, I am all in. I've never been in support of tanking. I've never been in support of just blowing games. I will change my tune if Arch Manning is on the table and you have 2 wins going into like week 8 or 9. I'm like, screw it, blow it up, bench the starters, let's go and get him. Do not let somebody else beat you to Arch Manning. That's what
Trace,
I want.
I promise you, even though I have low expectations this year, week 1, I will be cheering my ass off for us to win.
Keep that streak alive.
If the results wind up being what I predicted and that we are 1-7 or whatever into mid-season point, then I am with you. Just like in 2006, the Katrina year, when I was like, okay, we're not going to be a good team this year, I started cheering for us to lose because I was like, man, we might get Reggie Bush. Well, actually, I didn't think we were going to get Reggie Bush because I didn't think that the Texans were going to be so stupid. But I was like, we might get Vince Sean. We might get Matt Leinart.
Yeah.
Silly me, we wound up getting Drew Brees. And I was actually mad when we got Drew Brees. That shows you how much I know, right? I was like, Drew Brees, we got Vince Sean, Matt Leinart right there.
Yeah.
That goes to show how much y'all should listen to me. But Trace, we are of like mind. I believe that in my real answer, even though I'm illogical about Arches, I am also looking forward to watching all of these highly touted quarterback prospects this year because even if it winds up not being Arch Manning, maybe Arch Manning isn't as good as we thought he would be, or maybe we just aren't in a position to draft him. I do think there was some good quarterback talent out there in the college football this year that might set us up for a prime position to get one in 2026. So I will be excitedly following the quarterbacks of the NCAA this year very closely to see which one might be a future black and gold member if Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler does not work out.
Absolutely. And with Spencer Rattler, there was the agenda, that whole thing last year. We're calling it the prophecy. The prophecy must be fulfilled with Arch Manning. That's what I've been saying. It's written in the stained glass windows. It's right there. All you have to do is let time pass, and the prophecy must be fulfilled. His will must be done. We will see Arch in the black and gold, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Or, fuck it, let's go win a Super Bowl. Why not? Shuck it, actually.
Go to A to Z. Why not?
Why not? If you could, okay, this is a fun one. If you could have a beer with one Saints player, who would it be?
Shuck it. I love that picture. I hope he's a diehard wrestling fan. He can appreciate my Stone Cold. If I could have a beer with one Saints player, who would it be? I think I have 2, but I'm going to go. We'll go with Cam Jordan. I think me and Cam Jordan are very much the same type of energy and spirit, which is why Cam Jordan usually responds to my stuff and entertains my silliness because me and him kind of have that same type of personality. So I would go with Cam Jordan 1. If I had a follow-up, definitely Alvin Kamara and Kamara. I'm sorry. I try to say his name right because sometimes I get lost in it. And a sleeper pick that I think will eventually rise up the rankings is Danny Stutzman. I think Stutzman's going to be a fun player for us to cheer for.
I was going to say, if I had to pick, my first pick would be Cam. My second pick would be Danny Stutzman. I just have this urge and this feeling. I was in a fraternity in college. I did all the dumb drinking game stuff. I feel like this guy would be all in on like a beer Olympics or like throwing down a few brewskis, shotgun a beer, whatever, just go crazy. I think he would be an absolutely fun one to have one with. So I'm going Cam, Danny. My third one, I'm a big Rashid Shaheed guy. Like, I am a massive, massive Rashid Shaheed fan. So just to be different, I might take him. Just because I think that would be a fun one. I think it'd be a cool guy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I want to ask the audience to share their thoughts as well. Who would you crack open a cold one with? Let us know in the comment section. Be sure to share your thoughts. And Who Dat Nation, this has been a really fun time chopping it up, answering questions, talking ball with my guy, Jono. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Let me know in the comments who's a guy you would crack open a cold one with. My name is Trace Girouard. Be sure to follow and subscribe on social media. Do the same for my guy, Jono. All of his information is in the comments and description as well. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time. Jono, that's 3 segments, baby. That's 3 segments, and that is some content. If you're good to hang out, we can keep chopping it up as long as you want. Otherwise, if you need to roll, no harm, no foul, my man.
No, I'm good. I'm looking at some of the comments. You got a great audience.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sure people who watch some of the replays of the segments are gonna definitely have some opinions of me, but I welcome them all, y'all. I know what I do when I open myself up.
No publicity
I think
is bad
I'm seeing
publicity.
from the corner of my eye. Shout out to my girl Sandra. she's defending, I think, me and you, or maybe more so me, because I think somebody's calling me out about one of my opinions.
Let's see.
Oh no, he's
Olave Oil says.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
I try not to do this, right? Like, there's so many positive comments, and then like that one negative comment always catches your eye.
Yeah.
But Olave always says these dudes don't know ball. They're talking for the audience and money, not for actual info. Well, Trace, I'll let you answer that, but I'll say for me, Olave Oil, I am never going to pretend to be a reporter. I never have said I am an analyst. I have one on my chest. If this is your first time being introduced to me, welcome to the club. I am a fan. I embrace hypocrisy, stupidity, illogicness. I do not care. I am a fan. I am not afraid to be wrong when it comes to sports. I am not afraid when it comes to being stupid when it comes to sports. So if you're looking for analysis, man, you got Ross Jackson, you got John Hendricks, you got Nick Underhill, you got Ryan Walker, you got some great people you can follow.
No doubt.
If you're coming to that for Jono Barnes, you're probably not going to get what you're looking for, my guy. I am a fan. I welcome all fans to come as if we are in a bar. We talk shit, we have fun, we entertain. That's what I am all about. So I apologize if that's what you are seeking today, but you ain't going to get that with me. You will get some great analysis from Trace. I hate that you're jumping, looping Trace in with me, but what I do, like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but eventually you got to drink up. That's what I got to say about that.
Thanks, Trey. And then, look, I have never shied away from the fact that I'm a content creator. I will never, ever advertise myself as anything other than a fan first. Before I had this job, I was bleeding black and gold. I had the Drew Brees Reebok jersey when I was 7 years old. I had pictures of me painting my face when I was playing Madden. Back in the day, front yard football, I was wearing my dad's replica Saints helmet. Like that I am a Saints fan first. It is just a blessing that it's my job to talk about it. Sure, I'll give you some analysis. I'll give you some thoughts. But, look, I'm a guy who likes to talk ball with other people who like to talk ball. And I like to think that my opinion is, at least worth sharing. That's why I have this YouTube channel. So
yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment. And I love it. Oil. Like, if we're not your cup of tea, that's more than fine. I'm not trying to sound like I'm critiquing you because we don't give you, or maybe I don't give you what you desire. But I'm open about what I am and what I offer. And some people like it, some people don't. Trust me, you will not be the first person who doesn't like Jono Barnes. I got a lot of people who have blocked me on Twitter. So trust me, you can join the club if I'm annoying you that much. But hopefully, if you do give me another shot, that you just enjoy the entertainment that I possibly bring.
Absolutely.
And you know why, Olave Oil? Because it's shit more than a game.
That's it. That's it, my man. That's it. Jono, just kind of going into this season, I mean, week one, it feels like I can't even tell you how long the streak is. Week one, you win. Like the Saints win week one no matter what. That's like the bread and butter of this team. Week one, you're going to win. Weeks 2 through 18, we can't tell you anything. I think if you keep this streak alive, you're at least setting yourself up for success. Like, just keep the streak alive. You beat the Falcons once or twice. You don't get swept by the Bucs. You beat the Panthers. If you don't get swept by an NFC South team, I don't think that's a bad first year for Kellen Moore.
I don't know. Maybe we want to switch it up and actually lose in week one, because maybe it might get the opposite effect. Maybe that might lead us to a playoff spot, right?
I don't know.
Sometimes you got to think outside the box. Dennis Allen was good with that, right? Like, when Sean Payne would sometimes struggle in week one, like, Dennis Allen was really good. Well, not only say really good, because that Falcons game, his first year, we had to hold off a miracle, but thank God the Falcons are our rival and they helped us out with that.
No kidding.
I don't know. It'll be fun if we do win week one, because then I promise you, including me, we'll be like, hold on now. Okay, what is Kellen Moore cooking? Like, maybe we might be doing the 2006 repeat. But if we do lose in week one, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I'm just hoping for growth and development again this season, and that the Saints on December 31st, 2025 look a lot better than the Saints do on September the 10th of 2025.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
either way, it's going to be a fun year. We're going to have fun as a fan base because we are the greatest damn fan base in the world.
No doubt.
And we're going to get raw. We're going to get emotional. We're going to say some stupid things. We're going to say some smart things, but we are going to show why this shit is more than a game.
Damn right, man. Damn right. Jono, any last thoughts, any last things you wanted to kind of discuss, get off your chest, talk about? I mean, this is going to be a fun year. Like, I know a lot of people are very negative about this year, but I just have a hard time believing this is going to be the worst year of Saints football. It's going to be absolutely miserable. And even if you don't have a crazy good record, I think at the bare minimum, Saints football is going to be fun. I think that it's going to at least be a more fun offense. I think the defense will be more modern. So in those regards, it's like, at least We may not win, but at least we're having a good time on Sundays. At least I'm not miserable watching these football games. Like, my whole thing is I just don't want to hate myself after watching a football game. That's my goal every single week.
Even when they piss me off, I'm still having fun. Like, I look back on some of my classic rants, and they're real, they're raw.
Yeah.
But I look back and I'm like, man, that's the fun of being a sports fan. Like, once the emotion subsides a little bit, so I'm always going to have fun, man. We don't know how much years on this planet we are guaranteed, Trace. So I am going to cherish every single Saints season, whether it's a Super Bowl contending year or whether it's a year where we're playing for the #1 draft pick. I'm going to have fun. I have been blessed like you to have created a platform where, for whatever reason, there's some fans who are entertained by me and want to watch or hear what I say about the team or the content that I create surrounding the team. So I'm always looking forward to it, right? Like, I'm as excited as I am for this season as I was the years that we had that Super Bowl window open about Drew Brees and Saints football, man. Like, I promise you, I don't say this shit more than the game just to sell T-shirts. Now, to Olave Ora's point, yeah, you're damn right. I like to make money off the content. Like, when you start putting blood, sweat, and tears into your content, there is a reciprocal of some type of stuff that you would like to get back so you can continue to follow your dreams and goals. Absolutely. I don't shy away from that. But what I really love is what I've been able to create as a content creator the past 4 years. And I apologize, y'all, because I started doing content after 2020, and that's when the Saints have gone on their downward slope. So maybe I'm the bad luck guy, like Taylor Swift say, hi, it's me. I'm the bad guy. But I have just enjoyed every bit of this content creation career. It's gotten me to places and to meet people that I never would have thought that was possible. I have some exciting things, hopefully in a pipeline. And I just love the sense of community that I've been able to create. And now, it gives me opportunities to come on a show like Trace's and maybe get some of his community to come over to my community. Maybe I had one person who now discovers Trace and goes to Trace's YouTube community, because Trace has a much bigger YouTube community than me. But I just love stuff like that, man. We're all just Saints fans. Again, me and Trace, like, we're not trying to pretend that we're smarter than anybody. I never get on here and tell a fan, how dare you, or you're stupid, or whatever. I welcome all opinions. I welcome all takes. I don't mind when fans tell me my takes are stupid. I'm like, they might be. I might look back on some videos and say, God damn, that was a dumb take, Jono. But I think what a lot of fans can appreciate about me is my rawness and my transparency and my authenticity. And I think that's kind of what opens myself up to a loyal New Orleans and Louisiana audience, is that they see the passion and they know it's not fake, right? Like, I've turned this shit more than a game into a marketing and brand standpoint of view. Absolutely. But I promise you, when I first said this shit more than a game, that was authentic. I didn't plan that with my wife. We didn't sit at the marketing table and say, what slogan can we come up with to, sell T-shirts or get fans to rally around me. That authentically came out of my mouth. And to make it even more sentimental, my guardian angel, who was my big cousin, who has since sadly passed away, was in the video when I first said this shit more than the game. So if that's not him watching me from above to see what this shit more than the game has turned to, then I don't know what to tell everybody. I believe strongly in a this shit more than the game movement, and I love what I have created. And I hope that if this episode with Trace was your first time discovering Jono Barnes, that you can follow me on my platforms at Jono Barnes on every platform. Please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get halfway as big as my guy Trace. And I appreciate all of you guys, the good, the bad, the fans that's going to come in the comments after this segment and say, wow, what a dumbass guest that was. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Just know that you all are this shit more than the game certified. And my guy Trace damn sure is this shit more than the game certified.
I appreciate that, Jono. I did throw the links to his social media and the live chat, as well as his YouTube channel, so be sure to go support Jono and all of his amazing content he has. By the way, breaking news, the Vikings just made a trade with the Jets. That's pretty crazy.
Uh-oh, for who?
Vikings are sending veteran nose tackle Harrison Phillips to the Jets for a 2026 seventh-round pick and a swap of picks in 2027. So
the Vikings might be a team to watch out for. It depends on their quarterback position, but I like the defense that they built.
Yeah.
You still get a super chat. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
My guy, Who That For Life, Chris. I love my guy. Who That For Life, Chris.
Refuse March for Arch, even rebuild. I expect to compete. I did see Field Yates, and he did his preseason mock draft. It is what it is. He had the Saints picking 3rd overall and had took Cade Klubnik.
And we had to trade up for it. That, like, he had us at fifth, but then he had us trading up to. And I'm like, hold on, national media. Like, no. Don't call us the worst damn team and the worst roster and the worst.
Oh, and all of a sudden we're the fifth pick. Whoa.
It's time for us to get our come up with a number 1 draft pick. I said, but you know what? Cleveland might be a little worse. So, no. If y'all think we're the worst team, then y'all go give us Arch Manning. I ain't trying to hear all that shit.
Oh, yeah. Power rankings always have us at 30, 31, 32. Why are we not picking Arch?
Suddenly now we're the 28 worst team when it comes to getting Arch Manning. Man, get out of here with that, Phil Yates. Who that for life, Chris? I don't mind your attitude. Like, again, nobody has to be like me. If you want to cheer for us to compete, which I will be in week 1, I'm cheering for us to win. More power to you. More power to you. Absolutely.
Yep. Mr. Imperfect says, anything is possible, and Kellen, we trust.
I love the attitude, y'all. I love the attitude, man. That's why a lot of y'all are this shit more than the game certified.
Me too, man. Me too. This is like all we can really hope on. Anything is possible. Kellen Moore, there's no promise he is going to be the guy. I firmly believe he will be, but give it time, have some patience, and I think that this is going to be headed in the right direction.
I'm giving him a 3-year window.
Yep.
Like, I'm giving him 3 years.
Yep.
By the third year is where we should see, like, the kitty gloves are off, right?
Yep.
But I'm giving him some patience and grace, and I hope that all Saints fans do.
Absolutely. I think in my opinion, year 1, use it as the foundation setter. Figure out where the weaknesses are. Figure out the players you really need to invest in. Then secondly, you got to make your roster adjustments. And then the third year, that's when you need to be hitting the ground running. That's when these guys need to really be taking those steps. And hopefully the Saints can get back on top of the NFC South. It's been horrible. I haven't gotten to cover you said you started content in 2020. I haven't gotten to cover a playoff run. So I also.
Me neither.
It would be fun. It would be fun to do that.
That's why I tell the Saints, make me look stupid.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I want to cover a playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, y'all know how much it would benefit me and Trey's like if the Saints were actually good again? Like, give me a break. I'm cheering hard for the Saints to turn this shit around. Okay, I want to cover a great team. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jono, I mean, this has been an absolute blast, man. I've had a lot of fun. Hopefully we can have you back on at some point. I'd love to bring you back on the show. You know, maybe in the middle of the season, we kind of get a mid-season check-in, see how we're feeling and stuff, and all that good stuff.
I don't know. Everybody in the chat, if y'all want me back on the Trace Chat Sports Saints show, give me a hell yeah in the chat. Now,
give me a hell yeah.
And but it's also a double offer, Trace, because I'll come back on your show. 1, if the audience gives me some hell yes in the chat, but 2, you have to be willing to come on my show at some point.
Absolutely. Jono, you tell me when. You say when, I'm there, my friend. I'm looking forward to chop it up with you. Even no matter what hour of the day, I'm happy to hop on and chop it up with you, brother.
I had this was one of my most fun conversations I've had.
Me too,
an interview. But again, when you just got 2 passionate fans, it's not an interview.
No,
it's a conversation.
It's just chopping it up.
That's what it's all about. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man, who show love. I appreciate all y'all. I promise I see y'all. Y'all mean the world to me, and y'all are this shit more than the game certified. And my little baby is definitely feeling that energy too, I promise y'all, because he is the first ever this shit more than the game certified baby. And he is that because he feels the energy from everybody in the chat. I'm talking about my guy, Jerry G, Sandra, Ethan, all y'all, man. I see y'all in the chat. I hate when I start calling out names because then I'm going to forget people. But I see y'all in the chat, and I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble for 2 hours. And y'all, for some reason, follow my stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all mean the world to me.
Oh,
y'all mean the world to me. And Trace, you're my guy, homie.
Hey, you're my man. Jono, you're my dude. I love hanging out with you. I love chopping it up with you. I hope to come onto your show at some point soon. Imperfect also sent a $2 super chat. I have a $100 bet that we make the wild card.
Who you betting? Is he betting me? Because I'll take it.
Dude, I'm going to keep it real with you. Wild card might be
perfect. I'll bet with you.
I think the Saints have a better chance of winning the division than getting a wild card spot. That's just my opinion. Like, the NFC South isn't that good. But I think to be the 6th, 7th best or 5th, 6th best team in the NFC, that's going to be a lot harder to do.
I love the attitude from Imperfect.
Oh, me too.
I really
me too.
I love
that optimism is intoxicating, and honestly, it kind of gets me feeling some type of way. I'm going to keep it real.
You like my man cave, Trace?
Dude, it's fresh. Yeah, give us a little quick
I didn't even
tour.
get this part. Look at that. That's the real the Saints ball light thing. Come on, man. It's shit more than a man cave.
Oh yeah, my producer Lopez just goes, dude, we need to get one of those for our studio.
Shout out to the wife.
I know.
Me that.
Yeah, we just got a bigger studio at the office, so we definitely need to get one of those. Put it behind.
I'm gonna come to the studio one day. I'm gonna see how the professionals do it.
Yeah, bro. If you're ever in Dallas, hit me up. We'd love to bring you into the office. By the way, no promises yet. I'm trying to work on making a trip out to New Orleans before the end of the season, whether it's like on a bye or whatever. Find type of way to get out to New Orleans. If I do, you're the first person I'm texting, you're the first person I'm calling, and the first person that I want to hang out and see.
My cousin actually lives in Dallas. So I'm out actually in Dallas a good bit. So.
Okay. Yeah, dude, if you're ever in town, hit me up. Would love to take you around. Love to show you a good time out here, man.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, my kid dominates my life, so I never go outside anymore. But when I get back into the swing of things, I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, dude, anytime. Hey,
breathing air again, breathing fresh air.
Of course. My girlfriend's great with babies too. So if you need a babysitter, we can pawn her off on her.
That. Trust me, I'll hold you to
that. My producer just said I could take care of the baby. You don't want that to happen.
Lopez, please.
Yeah, no, you don't want that to happen.
don't threaten me with a good time.
Jono, I really do appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I'll be posting all these videos throughout the week. It's been an absolute blast. Best of luck to you, your beautiful wife, your beautiful baby. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, and all that good stuff, man. I can't wait to talk again.
I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all made this a great 2 hours. And y'all know why? Because there's shit more than a game.
Damn right. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time. Go. We have a super chat. We're not going anywhere.
I thought we were done.
We ain't done. We're not going anywhere.
I was about to get naked. Damn.
I know. My bad, Jono. My bad, man. My bad. No love, Matt. He just said 2 goats. We wanted to make sure that we showed Matt some love. Said thank you to him. Appreciate your super chat, Matt. We will put you in the raffle list as well. Jono, I think now is about time that we can sign off and go do.
My wife's getting annoyed. She said, you got to come be a dad now. For real, you guys, thank you. This shit more than a game.
Deuces, brother. Y'all take it easy. Stay golden. We'll see you next time.